Hi, I'm Amy Stasiewicz, and welcome to The Minutes. Thanks for listening today. It's great to have you along on The Minutes. Today, we're doing a special episode. This is a City of Thunder Bay podcast. You can find The Minutes wherever you get your podcasts, including our YouTube channel and our website, thunderbay.ca/The Minutes. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. The Minutes takes a look at what happened at Thunder Bay City Council meetings. However, today we'll be chatting about one important subject, the budget. Today's guest will give us more insight into this topic. So let's dive in. I'm joined in the Minutes studio today by Keri Greaves, Commissioner and City Treasurer for Corporate Services, to talk about the 2026-2027 capital budget. Hey, Keri, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Keri, where can residents read the capital budget for themselves?
Yeah, so it's available on our website. It's thunderbay.ca/budget. You can go there and flip through it. And there was a survey that was put up. It's now closed on the capital budget, but we will be putting the operating budget back on. We'll be putting the operating budget survey link back online shortly.
Okay, perfect. So people have a say on that too.
Yeah. So that's been there for quite some time now, since I think the Thunder Bay Talks event, just to try to give more opportunity for residents to let their voices be heard. We also launched a your.budget@thunderbay.ca email address, where residents can submit questions, concerns about the budget, capital or operating at any time, and we'll be actively monitoring that email, and we'll respond to the questions as they come in.
When will the capital budget actually be finalized?
Yeah, so there were the capital budget itself. There was no amendments to the budget, so it's going to be presented to City Council on December 2nd. There is opportunity at that point for amendments to happen, but it'll be put forward for ratification that night.
Okay. So things are moving along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've heard that the City of Thunder Bay changed the budget format in the last couple of years. Can you expand on this a bit more?
Yeah. So last year we completely reformatted the budget, trying to make it a lot more readable, a lot more understandable. The goal is transparency. And so we really completely changed how we present it. So instead of presented a series of tables, or really a binder of tables, we're trying to tell the story a little bit more, explain how capital budget dollars are being used on infrastructure, allowing for a little bit more continuity throughout. We tried to emulate a bit of a service-based budget as well. So instead of having it based by division, which generally the public doesn't care, what the division's budget is. They want to know what's being spent on parks and recreation. And the reality is that there's a lot of overlap between divisions when it comes to something like parks. So you have a parks division. There's a recreation component. There's a parking component. In some cases, there's roads component, there's fleet component. So what we tried to do the previous year is to give a service view of where the capital dollars are being spent. So we got a lot of positive feedback last year from that, and we're continuously going to be looking to improve the package itself. And this year, one of the enhancements we implemented was more of an explicit tie-in to the asset management plan the council had approved back in July or June. And so, it's just another layer of information to provide to council and to the public that shows, what is the condition of the assets in a certain category, and how is the budget going to impact that. So again, we got some favorable feedback from council. We did get some feedback, some areas where we can improve. And one of the things that was brought forward during the committee of the whole was the idea that some councillors feel that they need more information. So we try to balance, making the document readable versus providing every last detail. And so we're going to take that back and see what we can do to try to, get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, awesome. So some of the listeners might be wondering, what is actually the key differences between a capital budget and an operating budget?
Yeah, I mean, historically the city has always presented one budget with a capital component and an operating component. There's technical differences, in our policies or in our tangible capital asset policy. The easiest way to think of it is capital is infrastructure, operating is the services that are being delivered. The road itself is capital. Salting and sanding that road is operating. We separated it last year, and we've done it again this year. We've created this 2-year capital budget. So for 2026 and 2027, generally, in many cases, the capital projects can be large, can be complex. When you have a single year budget, you have to either decide to put the whole thing in the budget in 1 year, or to put money into a piggy bank, for lack of a better term, and save up over time and until you have enough money to do that project. With a 2-year capital budget, you can spread that cost over the 2 years. Council could approve a project, fund it over 2 years, so that if it's a complex project, all of the work to tender it and get everything in place and awarded, you could do that in the first year, and knowing that the project is going to be completed in the second year, versus having to wait until that second year is approved and then starting from scratch. So you end up in some projects gaining a full year, so you're not incurring that inflationary pressure. You're not you're giving a signal out to the contractors in the community that these are the projects that are happening for the next 2 years, allowing them to kind of get their resources in line so that they can make effective bids. Ideally, that's going to work in our benefit, because we'll be potentially lower bids and potentially more favorable scheduling.
So what's a frequent budget-related question you hear from residents time after time?
Well, I mean, it's not really a question, but it's we want our taxes to be low, and we want our services to be maintained or higher. We need better roads. Our roads are actually in fair shape overall. The reality is we don't have the budget dollars to redo every road. Mm-hmm. So a lot of work goes in, and it's not finance that does that work. It's the engineers and the infrastructure people. They look at the roads and they say, okay, we can do this road this year, this road this year, this road this year, and they prioritize. So they might have a road that they think they're going to do in 5 years. Thunder Bay Winters, that could get either moved up, or maybe another road it needs to be reprioritized ahead of it. So there's the constant juggling. the we administration and council, they recognize that the tax levy is, people are going to be sensitive to the tax levy, and we have proposed, and council has accepted that for the last 2 years and next year as well, that we were going to try to hold the tax levy into the to the 4-year rolling average of the consumer price index. Important to know that is, the CPI, it's a basket of goods that a regular household would use. Bananas and groceries and gas, things of that nature. The municipal basket of goods is a lot different. So we're buying asphalt. We're buying people. We're using personal services. That's the biggest component of our budget. That they're two different measures. If you look at something like the non-residential construction index, which is probably a little more closely aligned with what a municipality would have to would encounter. In roughly, it averages anywhere between a 1.5% to 2% higher than the CPI. So right off the bat, we're trying to do more with less, and is that sustainable forever? It's probably not. But we are, as administration, we're working within the parameters that we've set and that council's approved, and so when we bring the 2026 operating budget in January, we're still targeting that 2.6% overall levy increase.
All right. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Your team has been busy. Yeah. Is there anything else you want our listeners to better understand about both the capital and operating budgets, or just like the process in general?
So similar to the capital budget reformat, we did also reformat in how we present the operating budget. Again, it's trying to get away from just the tables, and trying to paint a better picture of what taxpayer dollars are being used for, what are the priorities, what are the what are the benefits of funding these types of services. If there was going to be service pressures, we could indicate that in the budget as well, and trying to give us a bit of more of a fuller picture of the municipal services as a whole. So, I hope that people who may have in the past been, for lack, scared of the budget because it's so overwhelming, give it a read and see. Hopefully it speaks to you a little bit better. And like I said, we do have that email that's been established, your.budget@thunderbay.ca. Provide your feedback, and if there are things that we can take back and try to make it more readable, more understandable, or anything really, we can take that feedback and see what we can do with it. No promises, of course, but we will do our best to try to. We want more people to engage, and I think that's the moral of this the budget story here. Engagement in the budget has been low. We know that across. We participate in some treasurers groups, budget subcommittees. Engagement across the province on budgets is low, and we're all in the same boat, trying to figure out how to best engage with the residents. And we know we have certain residents who are very engaged, but that's a small percentage of the entire population of Thunder Bay. So how can we get a broader engagement with Thunder Bay's residents and businesses? And it's an ongoing process.
Right. Well, hopefully this helps a bit.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So thanks for all the information, and thanks for taking the time to chat with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and I'll be talking to you again, I'm sure, in January.
For sure. Yeah. Thanks. That's it for today's special episode of The Minutes. A big thank you to Keri Greaves, Commissioner and City Treasurer for Corporate Services, for joining us today. And as always, thanks for listening. If you want more information about the City Council, agendas, or minutes, visit thunderbay.ca/council. You can catch the minutes every week wherever you get your podcasts, on our YouTube channel and on our website at thunderbay.ca/theminutes. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I'm Amy. Thanks again for listening to The Minutes. Have a great week.